It takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
It's like you were saying that you're 10 years in, you're doing your first special. I'm like, that's about right. That's because it really is a 10-year journey, and only if you work hard. The people that sort of dabble in it, like that is one of the saddest things when you see like an open micer who you've seen for 12, 13 years, and they're still an open micer.
Yeah.
And they're still struggling and bombing, and they kind of go on stage once a week or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's...
Tell you what, when you get canceled, those are the guys coming out of the woodworks. They're coming out just being like, that motherfucker was mean to me at a bar once, and here's a 3-paragraph thing. He's like, I forgot about you. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, you deserve to be mean to.
Definitely. There were guys that were like, he told me to quit comedy. It's like, I was hammered. You just bombed again. I saw you bomb 1,000 times. Finally, I was like, I wasn't mean about it.
There's some people that like, you want to tell them like, you're probably good at something. This isn't the thing.
I had a club owner tell me that once.
Really?
First club weekend I ever had. So I was doing open mics in Harrisburg. I'd been doing open mics for about 3 months. There was a local guy. He was doing a weekend in Pittsburgh, at a Pittsburgh Funny Bone, I think, in Mars, PA. So he asked the club. He was like, "Are there any good open micers that I can bring to open?" They suggested me. He gave me the weekend. I drive out there. I invited my friends because I was like, "Yo, we got a hotel room, dude. We're doing it." I brought like 3 of my friends from home. We drive out there. It was right when Four Loko came out. Remember those drinks?
Yes.
We were playing fucking drinking games all day with Four Lokos. Dude, I'd never done a weekend in my life. I'd never done a club in my life. I show up to this thing hammered. The owner's like, our feature bailed. How long can you do? And I was like, he was like, can you do 20? And I was like, yeah. I had 3. Obviously I had 0, but hostable 3. So I go on in this tiny hotel banquet room, just blacked out, doing 20 minutes of just... I did so badly that there was a guy in the front row. I'll never forget this. He was wearing one of those like throwback Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys, sitting like this the whole show. And then finally, like 10 minutes into my set, he looked at his friends. He was like, that one wasn't bad. As soon as for some reason, nothing clicked that I was bombing. I was so new. I was like, I don't know what this is. Finally, when somebody like halfway through my set was like, yeah, that one was all right. I was like, holy shit, how bad am I doing, dude? Get off stage. The fucking club owner's like, what are you... This is when I was in college. He was like, what are you studying in school? And I was like, history. And he was like, you want to be a teacher? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you should be a teacher. There's a lot of good things you could... He tried to pursue...
you away.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Well, it's hard to tell when someone's young and drunk.
I should have never
bombing.
been up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, it was his fault.
Because he asked you to do 20.
Yeah. What a stupid... Well, I mean, that's how you end up running a hotel comedy club in Mars, PA.
Well, you never know, too, though. You could have actually had 20, right? He didn't know.
Yeah, true.
Like, if he said, can you do 20? And you said, yeah, and you went up there and kind of were funny for 20.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. And you weren't blacked out doing Four Lokos.
Well, I wasn't black. Yeah, I did tell the story wrong. The first night, I wasn't that bad. The second night, there was a wedding at the hotel. And me and my friends were like, let's crash a wedding. It was like when Wedding Crashers came out. We were like, yo, let's crash a wedding, dude.
So you just showed up at the wedding at the hotel?
We went to the Salvation Army around the corner and bought a bunch of suits. Went to this wedding at the hotel.
Oh, my God.
We're in there. We're all hammered. We were drinking at the indoor pool. We were drinking Four Lokos at the indoor pool all day in Pittsburgh, just getting fucking hammered. We go to this wedding. We were literally taking a picture with the bride. And she was like, wait a second, who are you guys? And then the groom tried to fight us. They get mad. If you crash a wedding, people don't like it. So they were all trying to fight us, and then I had to leave to go do this show, and I bombed in the hotel lobby. My fucking face was everywhere in the hotel. The groomsmen showed up to the bar that I was performing at. And they were like, there's that motherfucker.
While you were on stage?
After the show. They were like, this guy's a piece of shit. And the club owner was like, yeah, this guy is a piece of shit, dude. This guy sucks.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It was first weekend I ever did. Wasn't good.
Yeah, but they're never good. First weekends are always a disaster.
That was about as bad as it could get. Not as bad as it could get, but yeah.
How long had you been doing comedy at that point?
maybe 4 months. And this is once a week, maybe, at best. I had zero, dude. I had zero.
When did it start rolling for you?
I moved to Philly. So I lived in central Pennsylvania, and I was like kind of dabbling in it. But there's only so much you can do. You can go down to...
What gave you the confidence, or what made you think that you could go to Philly and make it?
I did Magooby's, you know Magooby's Joke House?
Yeah.
I won their new comedian of the year in 2014.
Oh.
And then I was like, all right, I can do this. And then I moved to Philly. Because Baltimore was kind of the closest city from Harrisburg. So I'd go down to Baltimore to do stand-up, go to Philly to do stand-up. And then I moved to Philly. And I moved to Philly with the sole intent of doing stand-up, you know? I didn't move there. I moved there with no job, none of that.
Had you graduated from college?
I did.
So you had a degree.
I had a degree in history.
Right.
That was
good luck with that.
Useless, yeah.
So
unless you want to be a teacher.
So you just decided, I'm going to go for it. Did you give yourself a certain amount of time?
No. I got fired from that state job that I was doing, which was fine. I was literally going to like investigating like children's crimes at like state-run children's houses.
Oh,
it was the most depressing job possible.
Crimes against children?
Crimes against... Anytime like an orderly would subdue a child, you'd have to go investigate it. But then there was obviously...
abuse.
Constant abuse. Yeah, it was rough. But anyway, it was good for stand-up. Yeah?
Damn.
Yeah, moved to Philly, did that. And then finally moved to New York.
Did you have a day job? What were you doing?
I worked at a garage in Philly. I didn't work on the cars. I just worked to the front desk. I have no fucking idea about cars. I sold cars after college. I sold Hondas. Have no idea how cars work at all. Worked at a car garage. Have no idea. People would be like, "What's wrong with my car?" I'd be like, "Fucking, the thing, the rotor."
And so, what clubs were you getting up in Philly? Did you Helium?
Helium. Yeah,
it's a great room.